Welcome to the first battle of 2021. What's up, guys? I hope you're having a great New Year's. And I want to start off with the new year with a bang. And that's why we're going with Napoleon. So good to have you guys. I'm super excited for this year because there's a lot of cool new games coming out that I think you guys are going to be really excited about, whether you're watching it or playing it. So you have Manor Lords, which is this really epic, like Total War meets city builder. It looks awesome. There's Humankind, which is a cool turn-based city building type game. You also have Knights of Honor 2, which is a sequel to an old 90s, I believe it came out in the 90s or early 2000s, like strategy medieval game. Looks really awesome. What else is coming out? I know Field of Glory 2 Medieval, that's coming out. So there's some cool games coming out that I'm really excited to cover. Now this battle here is the players are extremely aggressive. So let's really quick show you these armies and let's dive right into this battle. Again, guys, I do appreciate the support in the year 2020. It was a fun year. That's when Bannerlord came out and helped me reach record numbers in terms of views and subs. I do appreciate all the support. That was insane, and I'm really excited for 2021. Will we reach 1 million subs in 2021? Probably not, but I'm gonna try. This might be the year, which is really exciting. Anyways, let's. Are they gonna fight here? I don't want to miss anything, so we'll pause it really quick. So on one side, we have 4 armies of Russia. Okay, so let me stop the video here. This is a post-commentary Apollo. Once again, I am a little sleep deprived here, and this is a 3 versus 3. Not a 4v4. I do figure that out at the very end of the battle. It's been one of those weeks, you know, it's been crazy. So there's 3 Russian armies. There's 2 Prussian armies on the opposing side with 1 French ally. So just wanted to clear that up. You'll hear me just looking for armies. I don't know. I'm just being an idiot lately, but yeah, just wanted to clear that up, and we'll get back to the battle. Okay, 4 armies. They have a huge force. You got a lot of cav going around, lots of infantry, bringing a lot of Jaegers here. This is actually a no artillery battle, so keep that in mind. So lots of infantry, grenadiers, and cav, and you know, skirmishers. So 4 armies of Russia. On the other side, we have Prussia, France, and Prussia. So I think are these 2 armies of Prussia? I think it's like 1 army Prussia, 2 Prussia, 2 France, I believe. Look at this force. There's a huge cav force going in the center. Anyways, let's press play. Let's get this underway. All right, so there it is. We got the classic sound bug that Napoleon has. So there's a little bit, I'm not sure what's going on here. There's a weird cav engagement happening. I don't know what's going on. I guess they don't realize their cav is getting ambushed by Prussians. So we got this very beautiful snowy map, and the players are going to be super aggressive in this one, which is what I love to see. And here we go. Yeah, the Prussians now saw some lifeguard foot. They're going to form square. And oh, look at that defensive stand against all that cav. He definitely needs to pull back. But he's still just pursuing. And he's got another square in a pretty good position where they're above in terms of terrain. So they got a better angle on that cav. And oh, good shots. They're going to shoot them as they fall back. That's a pretty good exchange there with the Russians. You know, nice recovery after losing their cav. Actually, they still haven't lost their cav. Oh, look at all the mounted rifles he has here. So they're trying to hold that center. So let's try to use this mini-map. This is such a big battle. It's been a while since we had an epic 4v4. So here we go. More Russians opening fire. Looks like we had another cav engagement. My God, the Prussians being reckless with their cav. Just reckless. And then let's go back over here where there's a huge cav fight going on between Russia and Prussia. As Prussia disengages, the Russians are going to pursue after them to try to clean them up off the battlefield so they don't have to worry about them ever again. But sure enough, the French are showing up with reinforcements. We have some French dragoons moving up, and that's going to cause the Russians to disengage, which is a wise decision, as they would most likely lose that engagement with all that French infantry. But the Russians have claimed this hill. It's a pretty solid spot. The French have their own hill. The Prussians are just letting loose. Look at all that smoke here. And sure enough, the sound. Whenever there's so many players, the sound always freaks out. But yeah, this is a huge fight. And what's leading the... Oh, we've got like the militia leading the way. Just using them as cannon fodder to try to get to these skirmishers, which they do. That's a good play, but they've got to capitalize on it. Which they just now are moving up some Russian Jaegers. Okay, Russia's army is a bit disorganized here. He is shifting a lot of troops around the flank. It's hard to tell which player is which because they're all Russia. So I can't really tell if like there's certain players supporting each other or not. Here comes another militia melee charge right into the front line of the Prussians. Again, you would imagine they're trying to just distract them. And maybe that's what they're doing. Now we have Lifeguard Foot moving up. And this is where things are getting really spicy in the battle. I think this is the hottest spot in the battle right now. As the Lifeguard Foot with the Grenadiers push on the Prussian lights. And now we have Russia formed up on this hill. Actually, the Russian Jaegers are firing down the Prussian Fusiliers. The French have yet to engage.
We've killed their generals.
No way. Where did this happen? Oh my God. The classic mistake made from the Prussian player. Guys, you will not believe how many times I've seen this in Napoleon Total War. It's because the general is kind of like a non-combative unit. Yes, you can charge them into melee, but they're not super effective. But the reason that you don't usually use your general in the fight, people tend to forget about the general and they'll leave them way behind, and that's a prime example right there of that happening. And the Russians gain a huge win there. And look at the French, they're like, oh, I better rush up my general. There's some sharks behind us. You know, they smell blood. Now let's go back over to this side of the battlefield where the line battle for Prussia is kind of engaging some hussars of Russia. Let's see. Oh, and they don't form square. The hussars charge into him. I'm kind of surprised he doesn't form square, but that's okay. He doesn't really need to. He held well, and now it's being followed up by some Lifeguard Foot by the Russian forces on the extreme right flank. And they're lining up ready to fire back against the Foot Guard. Wow, this is a battle of elites here. God, you gotta love the battles that stretch the whole battlefield. This is so chaotic though. Like I feel like it's just organized chaos. There's units kind of all over the place, randomly engaging each other. It's a bit challenging to cover everything. But here's another small pocket of fighting. Lifeguard Foot against Foot Guard. The elites are already duking it out. I love to see it.
Sir, our general is
Love to see it. And then now we've got more units moving up as well as the French are getting aggressive. So this is the second French army. So yeah, for sure, there's two French armies, two Prussian armies. The French moved up the Voltigeurs, Young Guard, kind of making this L formation. They're kind of watching this cav. French have yet to leave this hill. And then over here, things are still getting very spicy. It's a very messy situation, but the Russians using this town, and actually, I think they have a bit of an advantage here because they do have flanking shots on the Prussian line. Now, there are some trees and the hill's a little bit in his way, but it's putting a lot of pressure. I mean, look at the casualties. Oh, what's this? A cav charge going down through the center of the line as Prussia charges in their cav to go after the Russian front line. Let's see if he can cause them to form square. He does, but he needs to disengage. This is a suicide charge as they try to break through the Russian square formation, which they are not able to. The Russians hold their ground, no surprise there. Not really sure what he was trying to accomplish with that charge. Maybe just trying to disrupt the Russian lines there a little bit. But this is a good spot up here from the Prussians with the Musketeers. They actually have a really good angle on the Moscow Musketeers. Let's go over into the dead center of the battle where, whoa, we've got the Russian cav going after Polish Legion, which they do not form square, which tells me I think they just didn't see it coming, and they weren't able to form square. Now the morale is barely hanging on. It's getting a little better. But we have more units running. Where's this? Where is this? Oh, okay. So this is kind of the far right flank. There's just like mass melee going on. It's like insane. What a fight. Guy just broke his neck. We got another unit of infantry charging in to support their brothers. Look at this. It's the Landwehr. The Chad Landwehr goes in to support the Landwehr. Is it just 2 units of... Yeah, he's just charging in Landwehr. I wonder, is this another... Oh my god, the mass mobilization of Landwehr. He's going for the skirmishers. Let's see if he can get to him. Let's see if he can do this. There's the charge. And, oh, he's going to get a couple of them. Definitely going to get a couple of them. But we have some musketeers to countercharge. All right, so Russia looks like they're winning this. And we even have the Prussian general who's getting chewed up here. That's going to be a huge loss here. Oh my god, and here's a big brawl over here. Lots of cav and infantry. It's a messy, chaotic battle for sure. Yeah, that's probably the yeah, Prussian general died. Could not hold against the Russian hussars. And France is doing a good job of killing the Russian cav. Now this is let me do some slow motion here. Let's get a bird's eye view. Let's really analyze the battlefield here. So I think for the French side to win, the French players need to get super aggressive and defeat their opponents. It does look like it's going very well for the French, but all the Russians have to do on this side is keep the French occupied. It doesn't even have to beat them. Just keep them busy, because if you look at the minimap, look at this right flank. Russia has dominated against Prussia. Just dominated. So all they have to do is swing around and get behind the French position. Just get up on this hill, go through the little village here, and you're good to go. You're gonna win. Now over on this side, same thing. Russia is pushing hard, extremely hard on the Prussians, as the Prussians have set up a new battle line over here. And I think the best chance, like I said, for the French or the French and Prussian alliance, I guess is what you could call it. Their best chance is for France to dominate in the center, because the flanks where Prussia's holding, they are getting chewed up pretty bad. And once again, look at this little charge of militia just constantly going after the skirmishers. Oh, they stopped. They're probably going to break now. Well, no. The Prussians are falling back. That's smart. Yeah, that's good move. That's a great move. Use this hill and this tree line. It's going to give you a lot of cover. You're probably not going to defeat the Russians here, but you definitely want to try to slow them down as much as possible until your French allies can make a move. But look at Russia, just not willing to give up this hill. Look at this. 17th Jaeger Regiment. That is insane. They're just like, nah, not today. We're going to hold this hill. Outnumbered, outgunned, because rifles, you know, usually lose the line infantry at this distance. No, he's going in for a charge. What a madman. Why does he form square? He doesn't need to form square against Jaegers. Come on. But they are breaking them here. But this French unit, the Swiss foot, is going to go into the devil's den here, as these troops are just going to pop them as they cross the crest of the hill. But they're going to go in for the charge and try to take out the Musketeers. But the Musketeers look way healthy as a unit. I don't know if they're going to be able to break through them.
Our men are running, sir.
All right, we got more units running over here from Russia. We have some Cossacks that are falling back. We have some French troops over this way. We have the Young Guard, and we also have some dragoons trying to harass the Russian army over here. But this is looking really worrisome for the French team, as they are about to get flanked over here, and they need to pull off an amazing, like, just they basically just need to defeat these Russian forces. They can do it. I mean, look at Prussia. He's putting up a great fight over on this flank. There's another charge. The Uhlans, they don't get there in time, and they're going to charge into a square formation. They're also getting shot by the flank here by another square formation, the foot guard. Oh, did you see that guy? That was a brutal death. Very painful. There we go. That's a huge win right there. But Lifeguard Foot are moving in. They're like, no, that was just a taste of our army. Now you're about to experience the wrath. Oh, but the Foot Guard of Prussia's going in. Look at it. They're like, no, you're not going to take this hill. This has been a brutal bayonet, belly stabbing type of battle. Oh my God, point blank fire as these men charge the Lifeguard Foot. All right, let's do slow motion again. Let's get a good view of what's happening here. So the Prussians are falling back again. The French are just going toe-to-toe with the Russians. It's very even, which honestly is not good for the French, as they need to dominate their opponents. The French over here are holding on for dear life, and you know, it's going to be tough for the French alliance to try to win this one, but their best hope is honestly this Prussian army that has kind of been playing pretty well. Good decisions on kiting the Russians, you know, hitting and falling back, hitting and falling back. So we'll see how this plays out, but this Prussian army needs to quickly defeat this army and then run over, help his French allies, and then deal with this Russian force. That's his best bet. It's a long shot, but it is possible. So we'll see if he can pull it off. So again, in square formation, looks like his foot guard that charged into the Russian Lifeguard Foot unfortunately broke. Did they kill the cav? I think they did. Look at the carnage here of the dead Russian cav. Now his units are falling back, but they are about to feel the wrath of the Lifeguard Foot as they shoot into their backs. That's a tragic loss. He needs to quickly get them out of there. We do have some support fire coming from the unit behind him with the foot guards. Now the Prussian line is set up on the hill and is ready to go. But the question is, okay, here's the issue, right? If I'm Russia here, I just sit back and do nothing. I sit back and do nothing because pretty soon there's this huge force of Russian troops that are going to make it over. And that's going to cause the Prussians to be surrounded. The French are barely holding on to this flank, let alone the French are going to lose this battle. So as the Prussian player, you're going to have to force an engagement. And it looks like that's what he's doing. He's going in, he's pushing up troops. And he's going to try to defeat this Russian army before reinforcements arrive. He's got some overlapping here going on. He needs to fix that. But he's doing a good job. I definitely give a lot of credit to this Prussian player. See, now here comes another charge. He's moving, or maybe not a charge, but he is moving up the Russian Jaegers. They are taking heavy losses against all this line infantry. They're going to be supported by the Lifeguard Foot, which definitely helps their morale as it skyrockets back up to the orange, almost green. And unfortunately, the Prussians are starting to break here. The balance of power is not looking great for the Prussian side. We have some Lifeguard Foot flanking around the end of the line, and there's not much they can do. We now have some Russian cav, the Hussars, going for the Prussian general. Prussian general's not having it, and he's counter charging. He's like, no, 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 no. Where are you going? Where are you going? But they're just going to disengage. Epic snowy battlefield. Here comes a charge by the Grenadiers. I like it when the grenadiers throw their bombs and then they charge in. And if you usually, so when you throw the bombs and tell them to charge, the timing is just right where they blow up, but they won't hurt your troops. But you'll be like charging through that smoke and just getting your bayonets into the fight. It's pretty epic. But no, we didn't see that. Sometimes you just can't do it. But these grenadiers are going toe to toe with these foot guards. And even though they lost that engagement, well, actually, Prussia looks like they're winning here.
Glorious victories, huh?
Prussia looks like they're winning, but this is the other problem. He had to turn a unit of musketeers to deal with his flank as his teammates have crumbled to the might of the Russian bayonet. And, yeah, I think that's going to be it for the Prussians. And that's going to be it for this battle. As this was a super chaotic battle. Wasn't insanely close, but wow, was it just everywhere. Like fights everywhere. Random cav units fighting. It was very chaotic, very fun. It was a fun battle, and I do like this map. Pretty awesome map. It was good to see a 4v4. I haven't seen a 4v4 in a very long time. But there we go, guys. Here, oh, it's a 3v3. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Oh my god. Oh. It's a 3v3. Oh my goodness. Alright, so what are we looking at here with kills? You can see that this battle replay was sent in by Fawn E. He got 2,597 kills. I'm not sure which Russian army he was. I would assume he was probably the center Russian army when he was taking on the French, but his grenadier is getting 250 kills. Over on the other side, the French actually got the most kills. I assume KN was the player that fell on the right flank from the Russian perspective. So yeah, there you go, guys. That's gonna be the battle. I do appreciate the battle replay. I know it was a pretty quick one. In case you guys didn't know, I'm in the process of moving right now. It's been a long process because, well, there's just a lot that I need to do and there's so much going on. But hopefully when I'm all settled in, we can do longer videos. We can do more videos. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great year. I hope you guys are having a great, safe New Year's. And I do appreciate the support, guys. So thank you so much for watching. And I will see you next time on the battlefield.